being back where I'm from and being back where I could be and not knowing what I'm doing, it keeps me grounded, you know? It keeps me humble and it keeps me reminded of what life could be. What's good, baby? What's good? What's good? And I used to sit right here and always talk about the Mike and all our other friends, how I was gonna get to the NFL. Me and him used to just sit here, just me and him. And even like when I had hard times and I went through some of like my lows of life, I always came here and I always had their support.
All you gotta do is just make Broward County proud. Fort Lauderdale, Melrose Park.
Always got to. Growing up down here, it's different, you know. It's a lot of different routes that people take. A lot of different routes that people decide to choose for life.
Either you're going left or you're going right. There was no in between.
I've handled adversity and overcame it at a young age. Some guys never face those bumps and never face adversity, so then when it happens to them at my age, they crumble and then they can't move forward in life because they never went over that bridge or built that strength.
Looking for Anderson, he's got it, in stride, 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
How many receivers are in the NFL? Lots of them, right? Everybody runs, everybody catches. You got to find something about you that makes you special.
What makes second-year wideout Robby Anderson special? Speed.
Fast.
In his first NFL season, Anderson's speed made him unique. In the lead-up to the 2016 NFL Draft, Anderson's rocky history at Temple University made him undrafted.
One thing about Temple is me and all my teammates, we were those guys that teams, colleges, those big schools, they didn't want us. Most of us, Temple was our only offer.
Success at Temple didn't come quickly. Anderson struggled to balance the athletic and academic demands of a collegiate athlete, and playing time was scarce.
I knew the guys that was on the field in front of me, they weren't better than me, and when I wasn't really getting my chance to shine on the field, that's when I just felt like it wasn't the place for me.
Young man from Florida coming all the way up to Northeast Philadelphia where he doesn't know anybody, he doesn't know the climate, he doesn't know the team, he doesn't know us.
My biggest thing with Robby, humble your spirit, just humble yourself, just grind, do it quietly or whatever, and let everybody know they made a huge mistake.
Does he stay in bounds? Touchdown, Owls.
Next thing you know, he's catching touchdown after touchdown.
He just lit the scene up.
Anderson the catch, touchdown Temple.
Anderson's sophomore season put him on the map. After hauling in 9 touchdowns for the Owls, the once overlooked receiver could no longer be ignored.
If you just have one more good year after this here, you'll probably be on first-day draft pick.
They just told me that if next season, if I perform the way I did, I can go first, the second, the third round, the latest. I was riding in the car with one of my friends and I got the phone call.
At the end of the semester, unfortunately, he didn't get the grades he needed. The university has a dismissal policy, it's automatic. There wasn't an appeal process. He was effectively dismissed from Temple.
With one phone call, Anderson's Temple career, along with his dreams of playing in the NFL, were put on hold.
It was like waking up from a bad dream and the dream is really happening.
So he went from right there on the brink of the NFL 1 year from being in the NFL to not even playing football at all. He thought that it was done.
Back in his hometown of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Anderson's football future hung in the balance.
Now I'm kicked out of school and now I got to start all over and pick up these pieces. I don't even know where to start at.
I said football is I know it's everything to you, but schoolwork has to be everything to you too.
You just can tell them so much. You can bring the horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And at one point you pray that, you know, the light bulb goes off in his head.
I was laying on the couch one day. I was just laying there and she's like, so this what you're gonna do? You're just gonna just give up and just let things just fall apart like this, or you're gonna pick yourself up and you're gonna find a way to get back to where you wanna be?
The light bulb just went off and he's like, what am I doing?
Go back to Temple, prove yourself, and go ahead and put it on a big stage.
Determined to see the field again, Anderson hit the books, but it was an uphill climb.
He pretty much had to get straight A's for the most part. One of the first conversations I had with him actually was, you have a chance to frame your story right now.
When I came back, it was all or nothing. I was in school and doing tutoring and stuff more than I was working out.
He had like an hour to himself. He was coming in on Sundays. He put the work in.
It just clicked for him, and he had these advisors that believed in him.
He just flipped the switch.
Back corner of the end zone. Anderson the catch. Touchdown Temple.
Temple gave Anderson a second chance, and he rewarded them with one of the best receiving seasons in school history. The NFL was next. Over 330 players were invited to the 2016 NFL Combine. Robby Anderson wasn't one of them.
Man, I was mad as hell. I couldn't even watch the Combine that morning. And then they talking about how they ran slow 40s. It's the slowest receiver class ever. And I know how hard I was training, and I feel like I would have broke the clock.
At Temple's Pro Day, Anderson did just that, clocking a 4.34 40-yard dash. Would this performance be enough come draft day? For Anderson, the waiting game began.
I knew that what happened throughout my college career, getting kicked out of school and those off-the-field issues, I knew they were going to hurt me.
I thought he was going to get drafted. We thought it was going to be within maybe the third or the fourth round.
I just reminded myself, though, it's a draft, things happen, it takes twists and turns.
The only thing that I hold on to is that we're not in control of any of this.
As far as going undrafted, I would have never really expected that.
The call that every player dreams of never came. At the conclusion of the NFL draft, Anderson signed with the New York Jets as an undrafted free agent. He would have to earn his right to play in the NFL.
We all have our own stories, we all made mistakes, but whatever reason, it doesn't matter where you get drafted. It doesn't matter. You go round 1, you go round 7, go undrafted. It's what you do once you get there.
Making an NFL roster as an undrafted free agent is a tall task. Luckily, Anderson had a former All-Pro wide receiver in his corner.
He has tools that you can't teach. You can't teach speed. You can't. It's God-given.
Raised from the same South Florida streets, Anderson found a mentor in Chad Johnson, who gave him the tools to maximize his potential.
Being a receiver and being whatever it takes to be the best at it. It's easy. Whatever you put in, you're going to get right back out of it.
When I was young, I was raw just like him. It's like cooking. When you thaw something out, until you season it and cook it and get it all together right, that's the finished product, and that's when it's at its best.
Chad got the quickest feet I ever seen. I said, if you work with Chad, with your speed, I said, Chad gonna make you one of the top receivers in the league.
What Ocho told me, I took it and ran with it.
If Anderson had any chance of making the Jets' 53-man roster, he would have to make his presence known at training camp.
Whoever lined up in front of you, where we come from, that dog, you got to have that dog in you. And everybody has to feel that.
My focus in camp was focus on my reps, work my craft, and prepare myself for the preseason game, because that's where I'm going to make the team.
Going as an undrafted free agent, you got a lot to prove.
You can make up for whatever you missed. Easily. In between the lines.
Petty, deep ball. Oh, what a grab! Touchdown, Robby Anderson.
I said, every time you step on that football field, you let everybody know who you are.
Hackenberg, timing route, end zone, rainbow feed to Anderson. Touchdown, Jets.
Anderson capped off the preseason with his third touchdown in the same stadium he called home during his time at Temple. Final roster cuts loomed.
I was pretty confident that I made the team based off what I did in preseason, but it was still like I could get this phone call and, I'm not going to get my hopes up because anything is possible.
On cut day, no news is good news. As the hours ticked by, Anderson's phone remained silent.
It's just becoming a reality, and you're waiting for the deadline to come through.
I think it's 5 o'clock. That's when the rosters are finished. When that happened, it was like, damn, like I made it.
And it comes through, and you're just like, wow.
He called and said, you wouldn't believe this. I said, what? He said, I made the 53-man roster. I said, what do you mean I wouldn't believe that? I said, I already know what you was going to do.
It was huge for anyone that was associated with Robby because we knew Robby can do it.
Just north of downtown Miami, it's the New York Jets taking on the Miami Dolphins. Fires into traffic. Robby Anderson climbs the ladder.
I love my journey. The mistakes I made and everything I've gone through, I don't want to change none of it because it made me stronger.
You think of all the struggles and everything you went through, everything you put your parents or whoever was your supporting cast to help you get to this point. That's a great feeling.
You got a chance, make it, because you know everybody got a purpose in life, and whatever he got, no man put asunder, because he gonna make it.
Undersized, undervalued, undrafted. In a sport where prospects are graded with numbers, Anderson's greatest trait couldn't be measured.
Fires into the end zone, wide open, Robby Anderson.
His will.